Champions of the realm, welcome to the finals of the NA Paladin Summer Circuit Week 2. My name is Vox, joined by Rain Day today for these final matches, and we have two juggernauts facing off against each other right now. On the left-hand side of your scoreboard, it is Team Eager, just having beaten out Enix GG, Z1 Unknown on that legendary Androxus, JAKEB on Cassie, Wi-Fi on Sky, Bitey on Grok, and Cammy on Buck. Now, Rain Day, who do we have in the red trunks?
Well, thanks for the intro, Vox. On the right-hand side, we've got Grok being played by Kusqt, stolzey going in on the Androxus, his famous character there, and Smidgen, of course, playing the Eevee. Good to see Eevee back in the lineup. She was missed the last couple of games. We didn't see a lot of Eevee. SuhhhKyle onto the Pip, and doesupz onto the Cassie. Let's see what goes on here. First point about to spawn as the teams get going for this first engagement.
So around this waterfall point, I expect to see the teams go over the high ground, and immediately that's exactly where we see SuhhhKyle on Pip. Now what's interesting is I'm noticing Sky and Eevee being the flex picks right now. We've seen Sky played through in the last set. We'll see how this Eevee really compares, and if they're able to provide the damage and disruption. Oh my god, it's a quadra freeze! Oh my god, match point! They destroy Eager! They just take them completely apart! doesupz with the triple kill! doesupz with the quadra kill off a quad freeze right there! And oh my god, match point! Just annihilate Team Eager! That's the highlight if I ever saw one. Expect that in top 5 plays.
Get hype.
Wow.
Oh my god, that is Paladins, baby. That is what we're talking about. Blink, freeze. Eevee coming in saying, you didn't pick me last game. You didn't pick me last game, teams. All right, I'm going to show you what Eevee really does. Smidgen hitting him with the 4-man freeze. That was unbelievable plays. Highlight reels, 100%. I'm so impressed with that play, and that's going to go 2-0 in the favor. Oh, instead, oh, look at that disengage, though. Buying the time. I thought that was going to be a clean 2-0, but they're still going to have to fight for it, and it looks like they end up doing it, man. The team
I hope
of
Twitch chat. I hope the Twitch chat is going as crazy as we were right then, as doesupz on a complete tear right now. doesupz not shut down, leading 5-0-3 on an 8 streak right now, as the payload has been captured by the side of match point. Now, stolzey, a week out of practice, has been moving over the past 7 days, has literally not played Paladins in the last 7 days, but it doesn't seem to matter, as just the combinations coming out of this team are on a whole other level. Immediately, Eager push out aggressively to zone right now. Bitey forcing to ghost walk. Here's the accursed arm coming from stolzey right now. He drops the damage, picks up the double kill, shut down, net shot in midair by Cammy. Cammy looks to retake, but doesupz on the backside looks to put out more and more aggression. Here's Kusqt as well on Grok right now. Pops the Tempest, eliminates Cammy, and that's a free and open path through cliff tops right now. Match point are unstoppable.
Unbelievable, man. That is honestly so impressive. Like, you just got to be feeling yourself. Like, after you hit that 4-man freeze, you take that so convincingly. You just got to be, it just got to give you so much confidence. And I think they're playing with just a level of aggression that, and a level of composure and connectedness that, you know, they weren't able to experience last round with Enix. You know, Eager are kind of falling a little bit to surprise by how well they're getting aggressed on here. But just as I say that, Eager kind of get themselves into composure and go ahead and back off a lot of this aggression.
And this is expected. Eager now retain the ultimate charge advantage, but look how close the payload in proximity to Eager's capture point is, or conversion point. It's only a few meters away. It's actually 30 ticking up right now. So as long as match point can get their pushback on, maybe charge some ultimates, look for that big Tempest or Blink Freeze combo once again, they'll be able to convert it with ease. But now Eager coming around the backside, look to push up the aggression. The domes are drop the totemic wards, keeping everybody safe for now. Wi-Fi pops the toxic time bomb just for the zone right there. And although Z1 Unknown takes up doesupz, Z1 Unknown takes up Kusqt as well. The accursed arm dealing so much damage. Smidgen forced to run away, and actually Eager turned this thing in their favor thanks to that accursed arm ultimate.
Yeah, Van. I mean, you can't count out these guys. I mean, yes, Smidgen hits the hot play, gets the 2-0 lead, but Z1 Unknown is still a beast on that Androxus. Kami's still a terror on that Buck right now. You cannot leave them alone. You can't assume that you've just got it made because you hit a 4-man freeze. You got to go ahead and now regroup, get yourself back together. It works so well because they all capitalized on the freeze. I need to see a little bit more of that out of the team, working together to make those moments of CC really count. And I think they're going to give this one up, man. It doesn't look like they're really going to contest this very much.
Well, potentially stolzey on the backside, going for the nether step in, actually going to be eliminated there. Net shot in midair. Bitey getting credit for that kill, as the teams do both dive at the payload at the last second. Unfortunately, not enough time for match point, but Eager do get themselves on the board with a single point for the successful defense. Burn cards coming out right now. Let's take a quick look at them, because he Kronos online for JAKEB, Kronos online for Bitey as well. Two very important cards, but on the other side, Cassie and Grok both have those as well. Smidgen with Kronos as well on Eevee comparatively. Oh my goodness, there's Kronos on everybody right now. 3 per team. Cauterize on stolzey and SuhhhKyle as well. And how do you think that's going to play out versus the more sustained-based burn card setups, which we often see coming out of Eager?
Well, I mean, I think they're really wanting to just maximize their characters. I mean, I think Kronos makes sense to me the most on Eevee. Cassie, and it's crazy because you already have, usually with that incitement build, but I don't know. I mean, Eevee for me is the character that really, really does well with Kronos because that freeze is so powerful. Brock as well. Cassie, I think you might have wanted to go with something else, but again, you can't say that having up, that ultimate to be able to scout out teammates and get that extra damage is not going to be powerful.
Oh, hold up, thought. I was going to say, look at that posturing. Wi-Fi, chicken, polymorph right there, going to be shut down. Death waits you all as stolzey up in the air, drops the accursed down onto Bitey, who pops the Tempest, shut down completely. No Grok ultimate available for you. Ego on the return, look for a lot of damage. doesupz and stolzey very, very low. Cammy takes him out mid-air before landing and confirming that damage with heroic leap. Kusqt on the backside looks to pop the Tempest, but only gets a little bit of damage off onto somebody. And Ego, they're going for the retake right here. Match point, they're eliminated, but now it's actually 3 versus 2 in match point's favor. Smidgen with the last minute ice block. They're going to get the freeze off on the Cammy. No, Cammy in midair, thanks to that one card in their kit. Let's take a quick look right now. That would be Breaker. CC immunity after landing from heroic leap for 2 seconds. Keeps them safe from the freeze, but match point still holding control over this objective for the time being. Let's see if Ego can go for the retake.
Yeah, that was pretty smart, actually, by Kame to jump up and jump down knowing that he's going to get that CC immunity with the freeze. A lot of people might have been like, what is he doing? But that actually was very, very intelligent. Knowing your character, knowing your cards, knowing what your kit is about. I mean, that's
the timer as well. That's a 2 second window which you'll CC immune. Hold that thought as Z want to know from behind, gets the perfect accursed arm off, but stolzey, fantastic reactions, immunes it with reversal. Now a huge freeze as well. stolzey with a double kill so far, they're looking for the damage. Cammy on the inside pops the imprisonment, but he's gonna get shut down 1 versus 5 and eliminated. Eager, they're forced backwards. It's a 4-point lead, 4-1 lead currently in favor of match point.
Yeah, match point still looking strong. And you know what? I want to highlight Kusqt here. On the Grok, he's on an 8 streak. He's got Haven and he's got Kronos. Obviously, he's going to get those shields up more often. He's going to get those bounces off more often with his right click, now bouncing between opponents and just doing a lot of damage. But again, having that Tempest up more often is going to be so strong for these objective fights.
Did Bitey just ultimate? Bitey just popped Tempest to kill doesupz after they were hit with a toxic time bomb. doesupz had no health left. Bitey pops Tempest, now stolzey with the accursed arm from the top again. Kusqt pops the... Oh my goodness, they pop the Tempest. There's so much damage going to Cammy. JAKEB almost wiped out, but JAKEB staying alive somehow. Cammy with the return kill to stolzey. Bitey wipes like Kusqt, and they're holding for now. Bitey with an impressive 1 versus 1 duel against Smidgen. And match point, they're forced back to an impasse again, as Cammy, this backline disruptor, doing exactly what they need to. It's going to wipe out doesupz here with a fantastic ability combination. So much shield as well coming out on top of Cammy, just keeping them safe. And in fact, I'm going to look at their build real quick. Let's get into this. Concussion 3, where if you heroic leap and you hit an enemy, or after heroic leap, it grants you a 450 health shield for 4 seconds, which is very, very useful right now.
Yeah, he wants the distance, he wants the cooldown, and he wants the shield. That's what it's all about. He wants the cooldown on the leap, he wants the distance on the leap, and he wants the shield. That's really important for a lot of bug players now. And the distance, you can't underestimate that, because if you don't use enough of that card, you won't even be able to jump up onto some of the ledges in this map. So it's very, very pertinent that he's picked that up. And he's doing a good job so far, terrorizing the back line, like he should, like any bug player should.
Wi-Fi picking up doesupz, doing exactly what a Sky needs to do when there's no Canessa to hunt down, going for the backline carries that are such high value. Kusqt in a lot of trouble, rooted out by Cammy, just eliminated by Bitey there, getting credit for that kill. And now SuhhhKyle forced away again. We've reached, as I said, the impasse which we saw before. Eager holding a very good defense, unable to be taken by surprise. Now they have a bit of the long line of side edge here, and they're being very difficult to break through. There's 30 seconds left in the payload push. Rain, what the match point need to do to break through this ironclad wall?
Well, to be honest, I think they need to set it up with another ice block freeze into a group of players. What I'm seeing Smidgen do a lot now is blink in and then ice block to force them away. But of course, people are going to use their movement abilities and run away at that point. I love what he did. He ice blocked prior, blinked in, and then released the ice block. That's what I think I need to see him do. Set up a couple more of these double, triple, quadra kills for some of his teammates. That's what I would really like to see out of match point right now.
Well, speaking of double kills, Smidgen grabbed one of their own. doesupz cleans things up onto Wi-Fi. Bitey kills doesupz, and now Bitey with the Tempest. He's looking for the damage, but Smidgen cleans them up as well. SuhhhKyle able to keep his team alive thanks to that healing potion. And now Cammy, 1 versus 2 inside that imprisonment, is going to be under a lot of trouble. Smidgen shut down by Z1unknown, but here's the accursed arm ultimate. The damage is real. Z1unknown with the reversal is able to stay alive. And now a Tempest coming out from Kusqt. They're going to go for the wipe. Only Bitey left able to contest for the time being, but it's 1 versus 2, but they're both so low on health. stolzey, nearly dead, going to be shut down right at the end by Cammy. Cammy with the double kill, saves his team. Overtime, going to be taken back up by doesupz right then at the end, but a disengaged shot forces them away. They're going to be wiped out by Bitey on the backside of things, and that will be all she wrote for this particular payload push. 4 points to 2, lead match point.
Yeah, it was worth it. I think doesupz could see like, okay, what can I do here? Can I get someone really low? Can I even get a kill? Can I you know, buy some time. I think when they realize he just got burned so fast.
Can I charge my ultimate?
Let's give it up.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, can I charge my ultimate a little bit? Exactly.
Right, because doesupz sitting at 78% right now. So 78% would have been around 50 to 60 beforehand if they're running, they would have been running Kronos rather than a morale boost, of course, being the Cassie and Simon build. But now we're seeing more full burn cards pop up on both teams. And what's really interesting to me is Z1 Unknown, instead of going for anti-heal, they're going for deft hands. 30% increased reload speed, or rather decreased reload speed. They've got a much faster reload, and that's just going to allow them to maybe double defiance, reload, double defiance, get a lot more combo damage off. And that's going to be pretty impactful, but only if they stay alive long enough to utilize it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, deft hands is a great thing, especially for, you know, high damage characters who have these tendencies to use a lot of their ammo very quickly, very much like Androxus. So he's going to be looking to get those defiances off, get those 3 shots, get the added benefit of that in this last buff, getting patch getting buffed. Excuse me there, trying to fumble on my words, but nice engagement going up here on the side. Looking to find some kills. Nobody's really doing too much. Z1 Unknown getting a couple. Bitey actually slaying SuhhhKyle. So now things are looking in the favor a little bit of Eager. But, you know, Smidgen's on the point by himself. He's still got an ice block available, taking a little damage. Z1 Unknown takes down stolzey.
That was greedy. That was the accursed arm that stolzey popped there. Shut down after just 1 shot. Z1 Unknown holding 2 shots of his ultimate to deal with Kusqt. Smidgen on a tear right now. Still alive. The last player of his team who hasn't been forced into respawn. Able to regenerate out of combat right now. Looking for the retake is Eager. Start to get the capture advantage in just a couple of seconds. They're waiting on respawns too, however. And match point, they're starting to aggress, but I don't know how wise this is without actually the rest of the team joining them. And now SuhhhKyle very, very low. Shut down by Cammy. Cammy going deep into the backside. Smidgen with the blink freeze. Looking for the freeze against 2. Manages to get it. Doesn't actually pick up any kills off the backside of things. Likely going to be eliminated themselves here unless they can get right at the issue. And JAKEB picks up the kill onto Smidgen. It's going back in Eager's favor again. They got suckered on those first 2 objectives. They're not letting it happen a 3rd time. stolzey so low. Kusqt so low. Can't make their way onto the objective point right now. And the first objective of the game going to Eager will equal the points out 4-4.
Yeah, let's see. You know, I mean, 2 really good defenses from Team Eager, and now they get this next capture point, having great control of the point. And now a ultimate coming out from Kusqt, cleaning up a few doesupz, finishes up with Wi-Fi. Z1 Unknown getting back on stolzey, though. That's a couple of times I've seen him take down his Androxus counter on team match points. Z1 Unknown getting a little bit of the better end of this Androxus v Androxus battle, and now Kami doing work as well. Bitey takes down doesupz in the front line.
Oh, the blinking freeze onto 2. Smidgen's on fire right now. Smidgen lands the shots. Z1 Unknown left boxing them out. Z1 Unknown's going to win this one, and Smidgen forced to run away, but the blink freezes from this guy are absolutely on point today. I'm so sorry to interrupt you there, but when you see a moment like that, you can't help but get hyped about it, because that can turn a team fight.
Absolutely, and unfortunately didn't really do too much. I mean, we're seeing the payload go. I mean, it was a great play, but they still advanced the payload ultimately, and that fight went in the favor of Eager. So it's a little unfortunate. I think it's a great idea, great play, but I think they just need to be a little more coordinated. That's what I'm seeing.
Well, I'm seeing Smidgen being the last player alive in a situation like that. doesupz actually shoots out Z1 Unknown as they go into a cursed arm. That's a huge ultimate cooldown now on charge. And here we go. stolzey up in the air, pops the ultimate. Wi-Fi wiped out. Bitey wiped out as well. Clifftop choke point, impossible to get through for this team as well. And in fact, match point looking to hold here, just as Eager did on their first push.
Yeah, so Kyle now just here, basically waiting on the high ground. Great spot for Pip. Pip players out there looking to get that high ground and long distance advantage, basically getting the viewpoint to be able to take advantage of Pip's basically greater damage over a longer distance. And so obviously being able to splash down is going to be huge for him.
Bitey going for the back door right here. And Bitey has dropped down, but 1 versus 3, very light to fall. Cammy joins in, and this is Bitey with a Tempest. Bitey's going to wipe out Kusqt. It's a Tempest versus Tempest. No, Kusqt gets the win. The RNG coming into play. SuhhhKyle wipes out Cammy after JAKEB wipes out Kusqt, and it's a complete impasse once again. doesupz very low, forced to run away. Will actually net the kill onto JP. That's going to keep him alive for a little while longer. Z1 Unknown on fire from Eevee as well as Smidgen goes up onto the high ground. And you know what? This defense has been impeccable so far. The kills coming out from either team on defense are phenomenal right now. And for me, it's all going to rely on whether the actual objective control goes in favor of one team or another. Do you think so, Ryan?
Yeah, I think so. I think the objectives have been the kind of decider right now. So far, it's been match point, but we'll see. It looks like there's been a nice little rhythm gathered by Team Eager. This point may not get past, this payload may not get past this choke point. Still like a very good defense. So we'll see.
doesupz, that's the second quadra kill they've got this game.
Was that a quadra?
That was a quadra. That's the second quadra kill which doesupz has got this game. It's not even hit 15 minutes yet.
Cassiope, man. Cassiope.
Cassie is phenomenal, but not just any Cassie. This player is unbelievable right now, or rather unbelievable as a player from Old Fate, if I'm not mistaken, but they are just ridiculous. 18, 11, and 16. Right now, the only player beating their slash line would be stolzey on 20, 10, and 17. stolzey, you're meant to be out of practice for a week. Come on, man, you're leading the charts.
That's what I'm saying. And he's been doing it secretly, too. We haven't been, like, shouting stolzey's name, like, oh, stolzey with the triple. I mean, he's just been getting these kills, these solid kills. I've even mentioned how Z1 Unknown has been taking the better of him, but Z1 Unknown, he's only 13 and 10.
And I think that comes down to team play rather than individual prowess, because I've seen stolzey get boxed out a few times here, and I've seen Z1 Unknown just able to rain down hell. But when the rest of the team rallies, if the team gets a good totemic ward up in time to block that accursed arm, it's going to actually put you at the advantage. So going into the next objective, burn card's roughly the same. Cauterize is picked up a lot by both teams right now, and so far, Eager looking for the advantage. The hold on the thought, though, as the accursed arm's being popped up in the air. stolzey drops damage onto Cammy. Cammy's going to immune half of that in the imprisonment, but Cammy's getting very low now. Forced to heroic leap away, leaps straight into the walls. The cooldown's not down yet. On the backside of things, doesupz just on a tear, still staying alive. doesupz with a double kill with no health left. stolzey versus Z1 Unknown. They're in the reversal right now. The reversal is reversed. Z1 Unknown in so much trouble, able to nether step away to safety. Rejoined by Bitey, but match point taking a bit of a hold right here. They got a slight advantage in Cab do Eager, but match point as they step on are going to be at the advantage. Bitey with a Tempest, though, wipes out Kusqt. It's up to match point for the respawns to come through now as they're coming through for both teams, and I don't know if they can leave this back out of Eager's hands.
Now that could have been a great play, but that was a one-man Grok ultimate. He got the kill, but will it be something he's saying in the future? Man, I wish I had that Tempest available. Of course, he does have Chronos, but that's not going to affect how fast his ultimate charges. He didn't pick up morale boost. He instead went for Wrecker, so this is an interesting decision. It's only at 10. He's probably not going to have that up for this next team fight.
Oh, now Kusqt. Hold that thought as Kusqt's going close in. Kusqt pops the Tempest this time. There's a toxic time bomb. Popped in response. Kusqt's getting brought very low. Likely to fall here. stolzey with a double kill on the backside of that. And match point look to take this back in their favor. Cammy getting very low. The scout's being popped by the side of match point right now as the disengage air shot is huge. Z1 Unknown wiped out. Match point go for the retake right now. And they start to equalize things out against Eager. So tell me, Rain, how do Eager come back into this? Let's take a look at the ultimate charges whilst he had the opportunity to. Smidgen with that Blizzard almost available. And JAKEB with a scout. I mean, those two don't really add up next to each other. Who's going to come out on top?
Honestly, they messed up a little bit. Bitey actually messed up. He used his ult way too early. That would have been the one thing that could have really forced them off this point. Kami doesn't have his imprisonment, but that keeps them there. They need to get these guys off. They need to space them away. They've got no Grumpy Bomb. They don't have anybody who could do that so effectively right now. So it's going to be really up to team play. Can they just hit their shots?
Oh my god!
And it doesn't look like they can. It's going to go the way of match point. And there it
so
is,
heroic leap now has that that impact damage built into it, right? Where if you heroic leap,
exactly.
you is it 350?
I believe I thought it was 300, but that may be how much it not. I may be thinking of a card. It's around 300 to 350.
So it's around the 300 mark. We just saw right at the end there, Cammy heroic leap into the air, get disengaged by doesupz, right straight back up into the air, and then shut down. Oh, stolzey with a triple kill on the backside of that. Hold the thought as they go for the quadra kill versus Cammy right now. Cammy in so much trouble, forced to run away. No, doesupz going to steal that. But in that last objective, Cammy heroic leaps up into the air, disengaged, shot down before he can even land, blasted up again by a blast shot from doesupz. Match point, they're just unstoppable. They have so much precision in their plays, and it's thrilling to see right now.
So what you're saying is basically Kami got juggled. He got juggled in the air.
Juggled hard. I haven't seen juggling that nasty since a pro in a fighting game went up against an inexperienced player.
I'm just thinking NA Clown Fiesta, man. Juggling, that fits right into it. But it's
how did I miss that?
How did you miss it? I don't know. I'm trying to help you out here, man. I'm trying to keep you up to date.
But we talk about on a Tez, Z1 Unknown picking up a triple kill on the backside of things, looks to hold things out for Eager, even though he is wiped out at the last moment by Kusqt. The payload is now stalled out. There's a minute and 10 seconds left right now. Let's take a look at ultimate charge as we get ready for another push coming out from match point, and they're actually stacked in Eager's favor.
Yeah, they are. And Eager right now obviously has the ability to have their 3 ultimates. The scout, they've got Kami's imprisonment, and they've got Bitey's block.
It doesn't matter.
And yeah, it doesn't matter if they just die right here, Kusqt. But the imprisonment comes out super important, but not important enough. That's the last 2 points, and that's a 9 win right there. I don't know how many they had actually. 9-5. What was it, Vox? I mean, they pretty much took these last few points pretty convincingly.
9-4, if I'm not mistaken.
9-4.
As Eager went for 2 defenses, had the equalizer for the capture,
and that was it, right?
And then it's all over. That quickly, it is all over. And as
Fantastic
customary,
play.
let's check out the post-game score. But absolutely fantastic play. This is these are the top 2 teams in North America right now, with Sword no longer competing in competitive Paladins, and they've just evolved so well. It's shocking to see Pip played again. Pip receiving a little bit of a buff going into the closed beta patch 29 patch. But tell me, Rain, looking at those damage numbers and looking at the kill numbers, do you really think they were that impactful in this match, or do you think it was just the combinations that they were able to pull out that gave Match Point the victory?
Well, since my excuse me, since I think you probably could see the numbers a little bit better than mine, I'm having a little bit of a technical issue on my side of my monitor.
Thing.
I actually do think, however, that the combination, the fact that Eevee was in that squad, and just from the first point, but also following up on the Androxus ultimates, some of these big accursed arms actually got set up because Eevee was able to blink in, freeze, Z1 unknown, and basically he was just cannon fodder for stolzey in the air. A lot of those things got set up with having a much better, I think, point control team comp to be able to push people off when they needed to and do it safely. Buck can get in there. He could hold people in, but if he does that, he's just everyone's shooting at him. Eevee can do that. Yeah. You can't stay in the ice block, otherwise you'll get frozen, and then she can also wormhole out. So she can do it safely.
I love the thought process behind that. It's Buck jumps in, Buck imprisons 4. Okay, well, we'll just shoot Buck then. We can't break out of. We can't break out of here if we've got no leaps. Let's just shoot Buck, kill Buck, get rid of Buck. And you know what? On that last objective, I saw Cammy pop the imprisonment, ring in himself and the rest of his team for stolzey just to rain down hell. He cooked up a pot of hell right there. He's a chef, and he is cooking up a disaster as the accursed arm damage is just too much to deal with. But that about wraps things up on the first game in this best of 5 set for the final spot this week. We're going to be transitioning into Temple Ruins in just a moment, which has previously been a bit of a contested map. We've seen a lot of Kinessa plays coming out, but with Sky now, the Wi-Fi has been running all through, seeming a bit more of a normal meta. I bet the Match Point aren't ready to run it into what seems the norm now. I'll be shocked to see if Eager pull one out themselves also, but we'll find out that after the break. Welcome back, everybody, to Game 2 of this intense nail-biter set between Match Point and Eager. My name is Vox, joined here by Rain Day today. And, well, after a swamp of a victory, Match Point took 1 game off of Eager right now in Game 2. Let's take a look at the teams and see who's going to bring it back home and keep this set rolling. On the left-hand side of your scoreboard, on the left-hand side of your spectator UI in the blue trunks, it is Team Eager, Wi-Fi, switching over from that Sky onto Eevee. Z1 unknown still on Androxus, JAKEB on Cassie, Cammy on Buck, and Bitey on Grok.
And on the right-hand side, my name is Rain Day, folks. We're going to see a new interaction here in these team comps. Kusqt picking up the Drogos, the hot plays, literally, because he's, dragon shoots fire. Then we got Smidgen. Yeah. He's on the Eevee. We got SuhhhKyle under the Grok. stolzey on his very famous Androxus, and then doesupz doing a great job on the Cassie so far. Let's see if he could pick it up as we go into this game.
So the first point will be spawning on, or the first objective rather, will be spawning on Canyon. We appear to have entered a short pause phase, so we'll just go ahead and highlight some builds. Now, this is the first time we're seeing Drogos this tournament, if I'm not mistaken. Let's go ahead and pull up Kusqt's build on screen right now and break it down. So it revolves around Fire Spit. Rain, that first card, Masterful 4, what does that actually do to you if you're playing Drogos?
Well, what happens is if you hit Fire Spit onto an enemy champion, you're going to reduce your cooldown of that ability by 4 seconds. And that also means that if you hit multiple targets with that Fire Spit, which is very easy to do, you're going to reduce that cooldown by 4 seconds for each target. So it's going to allow you to have a lot more CC, crowd control, over your opponents, and this will help him in securing point objectives, but also spacing people out, buying himself some more time and his teammates when things look dire and they need to get Eager off the point and maybe just buy a few seconds to get back on there and regroup.
And so, of course, Fire Spit is that little, it's the alternate fire for Drogos. You spit out or you hock out a giant loogie of explosive from flammable material. Hitting that with a rocket will explode it in a much larger detonation radius and provide a knock-up to all enemies hit. This next card coming through will be Wormjets 3, and that increases the flight speed of Booster by 36%. Combines very, very well with Reciprocate 3, which restores 60% of your maximum booster fuel when you get a kill or elimination. So expect to see this Drogos up in the air a lot, but of course, we know who the real Lord of the Skies is, and that is Androxus. So I wouldn't be surprised if we've got stolzey on the backside protecting him all of that time. As the initial point fight breaks out, Z1 unknown takes out Kusqt. Drogos is actually the first one to fall.
Yeah, it was tough. He must have been pressured because he hit the Fire Spit and then he just didn't follow it up with the explosion. But it looks like Wi-Fi is actually able to clean up stolzey as well. This is going all the way in for the boys of Eager. They're just dominating this first point fight. Kusqt caught off the mark, got pressured by Androxus up in the air, and now it's not looking good, Vox. They've got to regroup here.
Honestly, I think this Drogers was a bit of a mistake right now as they're playing against Z1 Unknown. The headshot damage takes him down. 501 ticking through there. That's enough for a kill. And Z1 Unknown, one of the best Androx's players in the world, was the player that actually got qualified for the Paladins Founders Tournament. The blink comes through from Eevee. Shut down his Smidgen. His Wi-Fi gets the reverse freeze coming through. And we're seeing an EU conquer right now on the NA teams. There we go. Cassie on doesupz, or doesupz on Cassie rather, getting the damage off. But JAKEB going to be in the lead there. Now it's Grok versus 1 versus 2 right on the point. The Expectorate, the fire spit damage comes through, but it's not enough. Cammy alive the entire time, captures the first objective, nets the first payload, nets Kusqt out of the air. They're going to shut him down as well if they're not careful. And Eager lead 2 points to 0.
Kusqt's in a bit of a mental thing here. I mean, he's not hitting his shots. He had the ability to actually fire spit them off, and he just missed it. He didn't hit it again, and I think it's just thrown him getting 2 quick deaths, being focused by Z1 Unknown. He's got to figure out how to play against this Androx's and still do what he needs to do with that build.
Honestly, do you think Drogers is the right call here? Against an airborne champion against one of the best?
No, I don't think it is. I don't think it is. I mean, to me, I am the fan of, hey, what's working, keep it working. I know, obviously, you want to switch up based on maps, but I don't know if we're at the stage really right now with these maps where, you know, if your comp is working, that you got to change drastically per each map. I feel like it's a relatively similar experience. Though there are some differences, I feel like it's more important to go with the character that you're vibing with.
So one of the things which you could have seen Kusqt pick up this Drogers for is maybe to keep away from Sky if Sky was still being run. But now Eevee in their place means that they haven't got anybody to really put the pressure on and salvo. Oh my goodness, though. Cammy on doesupz shuts them down immediately. Heroic leap damage just a bit too much. The fire spit explosion is nice, knocking up Cammy a little bit. But the shots from Kusqt just not connecting. And here's what it could have been for. The Dragon Punch comes through, aiming at Buck. They're going to shut them down. Kusqt with a 1-punch ultimate takes down Cammy, the Buck player on the side of Eager. And that could be exactly the reason which we've seen this Drogers picked up, as it's something which we yet haven't mentioned. Tell me, Rain, exactly what does that ultimate do?
Oh, baby. You want to know what that does? You want to know what that does? You ever seen One Punch Man?
I have, actually.
You have? Okay.
I think the dub's just coming out now as well, so if you want to watch that in English, it is available from all licensed resellers.
Yeah, it's One Punch Dragon. Instant kill, no matter who you are, no matter where you come from, he's taking you down, and that is all of that character's maximum health if he connects on that. Although, the difficulty is it puts him in a vulnerable state. He definitely gets clipped a lot if he goes into the payload card or something, goes into a wall, but also it's not the easiest to aim. Sensitivity is pretty tough on that one. So a lot of risk, a lot of reward, however. Killing somebody one shot, it's got to feel good.
And there we go, Kusqt just getting out of dodge as Cammy dives into the back on the backside of things, looking to keep their team alive. The defense from match point surprisingly strong as the payload approaches the base, but Wi-Fi on the backside is not noticed. Wi-Fi goes into the ice block, but here we go with Bitey with the Tempest, looks to shut everybody down. Bitey picks up 1 kill, goes to walk in just a second. No, shut down by SuhhhKyle. This Grok is on a tear right now, and Wi-Fi, unable to get anywhere near the payload, just on the backside of things, will not be able to take it into overtime. So that's a push failed right there. The next capture point will be spawning in a second. Let's take a look at the scoreboard and see what the burn cards are.
And I think chat's wondering, yes, this is sponsored by One Punch Man, so you can get those DVDs. And I'm just kidding, I'm messing around, but it's okay. We did see some really good defense going on there, and I think the beauty of it is that, okay, they didn't do a great job to start with. They really got basically just blasted on by the team of Eager, but now they've got a chance. They've got that point back in, they've got some credits, and they're ready to go. I think this is really good for the mentality of the boys back in back in match point.
So, burn card wise though, Eager picking up 4 Cronoses right now. I don't know what kind of vendetta Eager have against cooldowns, because they seriously do not like those. The boys in red match point, the favorites for this tournament right now, are looking heavily towards the objective, but Eager, the underdog story, taking the 2nd place slot. Last team go very aggressive. There's a Tempest being actually popped by SuhhhKyle on the backside of things, but doesn't pick up a kill as Cammy shuts them down. And Eager, once again, they're looking to lead. They're looking like they want to take this tournament completely in a sweep and take back their first game, which they lost versus match point. Smidgen and stolzey pick up kills in response, but now JAKEB boxing out against doesupz is going to be a lot of trouble here. JAKEB getting lower, doesupz 1 versus 2 now. JAKEB falling lower and lower. The shots from Smidgen connecting, but no, actually, finally shut down.
And what's even more important is 3 of the members of the other team, they just got triple killed by stolzey. Stolzey went up with about a smidgen, see what I did there, of health, and basically took out 3 members of Eager single-handedly, and that allowed that 1v1 to take place on the capture point. Match point looking a lot better, given the fact that they're landing their shots and Kusqt is staying alive. But hold that thought, going down potentially by Cammy. He's riding around, doing a great job just running around, making Cammy miss him, and he stayed alive somehow. Unbelievable jukes there.
Oh, and now he's charging into Dragon Punch, out of combat, regenning, looking for the buck around the corner, nets the shot straight into him. Kusqt wipes out Cammy for the second time this match with a one-punch ultimate, and that'll be a capture in favor of match point now. They take 2 points, putting the score at 3-2 right now in their favor. If they can capitalize off their push and off their pressure with that one-punch ultimate, they might be able to go for a conversion. But there's a long, long road ahead of them, and in Eager, they're not going to be shut out that easily.
I think what's going to determine how valuable Drogoz is how what's his stat line for made and missed Dragon Punches. Like, is it like he's 2 for 2 right now? If he goes 5 for 5 or 8 for 8, I'm gonna say Drogoz is worth. I see match point winning this game. If he goes 2 for 7, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough at this point. But he's having a lot of impact right now.
You can really take out the high value target for you is going to be Buck, because if Buck gets rooted, if Buck gets net shot or something, or if Buck is ice blocked especially, they'll be a very easy target.
They've got so much setup, dude. They've got if Eevee ice blocks, like that's an easy confirm onto the Dragon Punch.
However, you got to be very careful, because if you target Eevee, she can go into ice block. Grok can go walk at the last second, and Droxus can never step away. But what's very important to realize is that Cassie can no longer dodge roll out of the way of Dragon Punch, because she doesn't have immunity frames in her dodge roll anymore. That was actually removed going into CP28, if I'm not mistaken. The defense from Eager holding quite strong still, but match point, and SuhhhKyle on no health looks for the pressure in. Bitey gonna get dropped here as well. The Tempest picked up. SuhhhKyle with a double kill. Z1 Unknown zoned out completely, goes in with a reversal at the last second. There's a payload freeze. There's the disengage. Z1 Unknown up in the air, wiped out, and that is a conversion match point, leading 5 points to 2 right now. They're taking this back in their stride.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I mean, they got themselves a little bit of flavor. They lost the first point, but they defended well, and now they're feeling themselves. 4 points in the books, and Eager trying to figure out what went wrong. What could we do? Now going back to the drawing board, picking up some burn cards here this next round. JAKEB, Z1 Unknown, still staying with the morale boost. We got a couple Chronoses on the side of Wi-Fi with Eevee, and of course Kami with the buck, getting those jumps off a little further, and Bitey going with the is that the kill? Is that the life rip right there?
That is kill the heal the Bitey has right there. And comparatively, 4 cauterized cards, anti-healing cards in red on the scoreboard, reducing healing by 80% for 2 seconds on the side of match point. They're heavily ahead in credits right now. I'd like to point out that we're actually doing a giveaway for a Paladins Founders Pack in chat right now. So if you'd like to get in on that, Paladins Best Game is once again the keyword. Don't hesitate to give that an enter. The Paladins Founders Pack unlocks all champions past, present, and future. But Dragon Punch comes through. Dragon Punch not going to connect as Wi-Fi takes him out before it even gets going. And Eager, they have the early advantage on this. Stolzey shut out as well. Frozen out as well. SuhhhKyle and doesupz in a lot of trouble as Cammy dives into the backline, but juggle. doesupz takes out Cammy. Z1 Unknown wipes out doesupz in response, and SuhhhKyle able to survive somehow against all of that damage. Hardy in the stealth cross. The regroup has to come through right now if match point want to continue their lead, but Eager looking very, very strong.
This is where I want to see the fire spits coming in. I like where Smidgen's putting himself too. He's getting up on that ledge, forcing Androxus really up
now
in the air.
Dragon Punch. It's coming through. He's going for Bitey. He misses Bitey. He goes straight through into Wi-Fi, but Wi-Fi's in the ice block. Bitey picks up Smidgen on the backside of things. SuhhhKyle picks up JAKEB, but Z1 Unknown, now the accursed arm coming from above. That's going to be a lot of damage going to both teams. Z1 Unknown with a double kill there. Eager are holding strong. doesupz in so much trouble versus this buck right now. Z1 Unknown going to push out doesupz as well if they walk into danger for so long. doesupz with a triple kill cleans things up for their team. The objective goes in favor of Eager right now, and they equalize things 4-5, and match point once again on the back foot.
2 for 3. 2 for 3. We're talking about Dragon Punches. 2 for 3. And
would you call that 2 for 3? Or would you call that 2 for 4? Well, he charged it and then got killed. He charged it, but it didn't go off, so it didn't go on cooldown. Would you call that a Dragon Punch, or would you call that a?
Well, he hit Eevee, win the ice block of Wi-Fi, right?
That's true.
Yeah. Yep. So I mean, I would call it a miss. I would call it a mixed execution there. So. You know, it's again, I'd rather see a little bit more of this fire spit since his build is so focused around it. I just haven't seen a lot of fire spit coming into the fights. Have you, Vox? I haven't really seen a lot of knockbacks on Eager.
I haven't. I think that's partially to do with the card combination that Kusqt is running. He's running lung capacity 1, but there's now a post-fire delay on the side of Fire Spit. When you shoot it, you're no longer able to fire a rocket immediately afterwards, which means if you're running lung capacity, it's going to have traveled a specific distance away from you before you can blow it up. So no more close-range Fire Spit explosions for you. The Fire Spit explosions this time going around the corner, actually helping match point clean up, and they hold their defense strong. Eager with 120 seconds left on the payload right now. How do they break the blockade? Is it going to come down to ultimates again? Or do you think maybe taking out this Drogoz to stop them from taking out Buck is the vital play?
Well, what's going to be interesting is how Kami uses his ultimate right now. He's got his ult available. He's the only one on the team. Bitey's going to have a Tempest soon. If they could somehow combo like a really good imprisonment with like Bitey in there and a Grok Tempest, I mean, that would be very, very powerful.
That's nasty. That's very, very nasty. A huge amount of damage potential.
Kami getting poked out, though. Smidgen having to retreat.
Pops the accursed arm, doesn't get anything off it. Finally picks up JAKEB. Bitey with the Bitey with the Tempest shut down by doesupz. doesupz gonna be answered back with a kill by Z1 Unknown. But again, match point lead ahead. Eager, they're just having, they have no impact on these payload pushes right now. But similarly, neither did match point until this game. Something's changed for match point, but it feels like Eager, they've fallen off a little bit here.
Yeah, I mean, I like that Eager has stayed with their characters. It could just really be a lineup issue here. I mean, Buck is good at doing some things. He's not necessarily good at just being a protector. Like, he doesn't have a shield, you know, so you cannot do that same role like Rock or Barrick or Fernando does. And that's kind of what you need to really aggress over a payload like this. Have someone just take all that damage while everybody goes to do, you know, goes to town and get work done. But now they've seemed to figure something out. Bitey is still alive, still doing damage. Stolzey's behind him, though, and that's not a person I want behind me at any point in time, unless he's giving me a hug. But still then, I would find that a little bit weird. Stolzey's a funny guy, man, in real life. Love the dude. He's a great player, looking like he's staying alive, but actually getting taken down is Bitey by stolzey. Again, don't want stolzey behind you. I'm telling everybody, you can't get that guy behind you.
Fantastic reversal from stolzey next party. And match point holding again strong. No way onto the objective for the side of Eager. They will give it up. And with that particular win on defense, it'll be 6 points to 4 in favor of match point. Now, match point have win potential right here. They are, in fact, at match point if they go for the next capture and go for the full payload push. But that entirely depends on how good Eager's defense and point control is. Eager taking the last payload, look to bring themselves back into this thing. Let's take a look at the burn cards as we get ready. And Eager actually starting to stack up a few more. Now, this is interesting to me. We're seeing 2 resiliences picked up on the side of Eager. JAKEB and Bitey both reducing the duration of crowd control there, looking like it's there to deal with the EV freezes. Do you think that's what it's been picked up for?
Absolutely. Oh, 100%. And they're also, I think what they're trying to do is minimize a little bit of the knockback by Kusqt.
Right.
I feel like they're experiencing that. We're not seeing it come into effect a little bit, but you know, we are definitely seeing that they are noticing it, especially on the side of Eager. So they're definitely picking up those resiliences to stop that knockback. And again, we just know how valuable Kusqt is. stolzey up into the air, usually doing the
Dragon
carry
Punch,
work.
Dragon Punch connects. Kusqt takes out Cami after Cami wiped out SuhhhKyle. Z1 looks to follow things up, but already that Buck, that frontliner is gone. Kusqt under so much fire, actually manages to box out midair. Fire spit around the corner, doesn't connect, and now stolzey in a lot of trouble. 1 versus 2. Already wasted the accursed arm, already used the accursed arm there, and it's only Bitey left on the side of Team Eager as that fantastic Dragon Punch turns things around. What's that? That's 3 for 4 right now.
3 for 4 right now. That's right. This is looking good. 75%. That's a passing grade. That's a passing grade. So we'll have to see if he keeps it up this way. He's looking so far. That expect rate. Wow, that went forever. Oh my God, the distance on that thing.
And for those of you new players who might be confused about us sometimes referring to Fire Spit as Expectorate, Expectorate was the old name for it. It was changed after CB27 to be a little bit easy to understand, but a huge Fire Spit explosion once again. A double Fire Spit explosion as Kusqt picks up another kill. Eager with Bitey popping the Tempest, but his Ghost walked away. There's no damage coming through. Now Kirsten rains down Hellfire from up top. Kusqt with another kill. This Dragon's really starting to pay off as Bitey, the last player from Eager left contesting the payload, is shut down by stolzey. That'll be a capture going in favor of match point, and they have a win condition right here if they can convert this payload.
Yep, they'll be able to take it into 9 points. They'll actually get 1 point extra. Not needed, though. All they need is the 1 from pushing this in. And, of course, if the Boys of Eager can stop it, they'll be at 5 to 8, which means the next point will determine potentially if they get it and push their ability to win. So it's really up to these moments right here. This is what makes champions. We'll see if Eager is going to tie it up 1-1 or if Warpath or Match Point Gaming actually is going to take a 2-0 lead in this best of 5.
It'll be a close one for sure, and a lot of Eager's win potential here, and their ability to come back in it, maybe rest off the momentum of where they can hold the defense. Cami does manage to pick up Kusqt. The Dragon is shut down by Buck there, and that'll be a bit of a boon for Eager, but now the defense is going to be in great difficulty. Wi-Fi blinking in as Eevee looks for the freeze, but cancelled out by Smidgen. Now comes the ultimate from Bitey as well. Tempest picks up 1. Tempest looking for a second one, but shut down is Bitey by Smidgen. Z1 Unknown picks up Smidgen in response, though, and the payload push is thereabouts stalled. Now tell me, Rain, we're looking at Eager holding this defense. They have to hold it so well to get back into things. And as Z1 Unknown picks up the double kill, who does it come down to? And who does all of this pressure rest upon right now?
In my opinion, I think the pressure is on Z1 Unknown. He's been the guy that's been carrying them. He's been the one that's really been the reason they've been going. Like we met, you know, all the boys from Match Point or, you know, previously Warpath Gaming. stolzey, they said, was the guy who took them to the finals and got them that far. You know, Z1 Unknown is really the guy in this tournament that's been carrying Eager, and so he's going to have to come and play big. It's not something he can hide out. He's got to basically show up right now.
Oh my goodness, though. Stolzey in the air with the Accursed Arm. 2 shots, 2 kills. Smidgen cleaning up Z1 Unknown, who did reverse one of those on the backside of things. A match point wipe out Eager. They're looking for the push to come through. It's about to reach the gates of Eager's base right now, and as Stolzey picks up another kill onto Cammy right there. Eager, they have to mount an impossible defense. The pressure from match point is a little bit too much to deal with. They have to get back onto the payload, but if Cammy dives in alone, once they have respawned in just a second, it's going to be very, very difficult for them. Drogo's up in the air, looks to apply some poke damage. There's a freeze, actually. There's a blizzard coming out from the side of Warpath, or rather match point, and they look to convert this one. Here's a Dragon Punch being charged. Rain, is it going to connect?
Let's see. Oh, 3 for 5. Uh-oh. That's not a good thing. You're starting to get into a failing grade here. However, Kusqt's still alive in the backside. Not sure if they spot him out. JAKEB can't see him either. They don't know that Kusqt is behind there. They have an idea. JAKEB dodge rolls away, trying to get out of damage there, but it looks like doesupz stays alive, and Kusqt's damage is enough to put the pressure on. It's still taking into overtime, but will this conversion be pushed?
Now you have SuhhhKyle back again, rather you have Smidgen back again on this Eevee. Buck has returned. Smidgen goes into Ice Block looking for the freeze. Bitey goes into Tempest right now, but they're going to be shut down as the double Tempest comes out. Kusqt with the double kill. SuhhhKyle picks up Cammy as well. It's only Z1 Unknown left there. Far away is JAKEB. Dodge rolls back in for the payload contest. That's the last player left alive on the side of Eager. The respawn is still yet to come through. There is Eevee back, but the blink is going to be too far away. That is match point taking game 2 from Eager, and they are at match point right now. One final game rests between them and Eager's defeat and match point's victory. It will be on Enchanted Forest, and we'll tune in very shortly to see if they can take it. But for now, the scoreboard.
Yeah, I'm excited to check out these stats here. A lot of really well performing characters. I want to look at what Drogo's was doing. 65,000 damage, pretty strong actually. 15 and 10. Kusqt held his own. Remember, we talked about this guy being able to play Cassie, being able to play Kinessa, being able to play Androxus at DreamHack when we met these boys, and of course now Drogo's. I mean, this guy's champion pool is very impressive. One of the reasons why they picked him up from Soar Gaming, who was actually the finals in NA. So I got to shout out that the Drogo's, I think, did do well for them. I think they were able to make it work.
However, lowest credit score on the team sitting at 2,000, but all members of Matchpoint breaking 2K, whereas Eager, 2 players sitting at 1,300 right now. Wi-Fi and JAKEB just not having an impact. Only 3 kills in that Cassie, who is one of the primary carry champions in Paladins right now.
Yeah.
Rain, talk to me about that. Do you think that was a focus? Do you think that was just purely being outplayed?
Well, I think it was just being outplayed at this point. I mean, the thing is, as Cassie, it really doesn't matter if you're focused. Like, you could disengage people. You can dodge roll away. Like, you just have to hit your shots. If you hit your shots, you can take out a lot of players. And they don't have someone like a Buck that's going to, like, jump on you, net you. And Smidgen, yes, he was involved. But in my opinion, I feel like JAKEB just needs to hit his shots. Like, that's really the only thing that's going to make you carry versus not carry as a Cassie at this point in the game, especially with the lineup that Matchpoint is running. I'm getting confused with all these names, man. All these team switches and stuff. But Jake, yeah, you know what I mean. But yeah, JAKEB, I think just definitely need to look a little bit more out of him. Decent damage, 41k, you know, above Kami, above Wi-Fi, but not where they need him to be.
Exactly. Comparatively to doesupz sitting at 65,000 right there. The third highest in the game, if I'm not mistaken. No, fourth highest as Bitey on the side of Eager with very, very high damage. 65,000 of their own and 40,000 shielding. Honestly, Z1 Unknown picked up a lot of the kills, but Bitey was really the powerhouse behind Eager right there, really keeping them alive. If they want to start closing out this game and keep themselves in the running, we need to see Bitey actually picking up the kills instead of just dishing out the damage. As if you don't pick up the kills, the team is just going to regen out of combat and come back to haunt you. But that's enough from us for the time being. The next map up is Enchanted Forest. Will Matchpoint and Eager do or die? Will it be pushed to a best of 5 set all the way? And will Eager claw their way back into things? Or will Matchpoint shut them down? Find out after this short break. Hello, everybody, champions of the realm. Welcome back. This is do or die for Eager right now as they face off against Matchpoint in this best of 5 set. 2 games up lead Matchpoint for victory right now. This one will potentially be the deciding game. And of course, my name is Vox, joined by Rainday, and our teams today are Eager on the left-hand side. We have JAKEB on Cassie, Wi-Fi on Eevee, Z1 Unknown on Androxus, Cammy still on Buck, and Bitey on Grok. Who do we have on the right, Rain?
Well, on the side of Matchpoint, we've got Kusqt on the Kinessa flex pick coming out here this round. Smidgen, he's going to be on an Eevee. SuhhhKyle onto the Grok. Stolzey on the Androxus, and doesupz sticking with the Cassie. All of these teammates doing a very good job. Everyone having really solid performances on the side of Matchpoint. Let's see how Kusqt's Kinessa actually shows up, though. That's the one thing I'm really interested in checking out, Fox.
That's what it all comes down to right now. As Kusqt did show up very well in the Drogas last game, landing a decent amount of dragon punches and turning fights in his favor as he took out the high value target and the high health pool target of Cammy. Now up in the high ground are all of match point. They're looking to drop the damage onto Eager. JAKEB getting very, very low. Going to be spotted out by doesupz around the corner if they're not careful. The damage comes through. Smidgen picks up first blood. Now the damage is turning onto Bitey Kusqt into 3. No, that's not the right way to go. Kusqt shoots Z1 Unknown out of the air. And Cammy, the last player alive right now, is so low, forced out of the issue. Wi-Fi as well actually joining him, running away, but Kusqt slides Wi-Fi out of the air. Cammy dashing away. stolzey mounts up to follow, and Cammy going to be chased down by Androxus right here. The shots keep on coming through. 1, 2, 3 in a row. stolzey nets Cammy as Cammy fires the net shot off, and that will be initial objective control to the side of match point.
I absolutely love what Kusqt did there. I mean, he basically knew that initial onslaught was coming from the EV. Wi-Fi tried to get over there, and then he used his ability to transport and heal up with that card, Restore 3, healing for 30% of his maximum health after teleporting, and basically just juked him out, got to the side, stayed safe, hasn't died once, and that's 2 points for match point. Fantastic play there, knowing what they wanted to do to him and just taking all the necessary precautions.
Oh, good grief.
You know all about
good
that,
grief. Yeah, I'm all about that as well, but we had Scout pop by the side of match point right there at the end. doesupz rolling in for a double kill, gets shut down finally by JAKEB, but stolzey picks up JAKEB on the backside of things. And now Kusqt at close range pops the ultimate, doesn't even need it as stolzey picks up JAKEB and Cammy in that engagement for the full team wipe. And now match point are looking to push through Eager's defense. Now Eagers, they've held pretty strong in previous games, not letting a single payload conversion go through, if I'm not mistaken, in the first game, but in the second game they did let one slip, let 2 slip rather, in order to make themselves go all the way to a 4th game right now. They need to have a very strong defense. So tell me, Rain, who is the target which they need to bring down first?
For me, it's definitely not going to be Kusqt. A little weird, right? I feel like Kus is really experienced. I feel like they definitely know he knows how to get away. He's going to stall them enough, and if they just chase him, it's going to be trouble. I think they need to get a quick pick off of the Grok, actually. SuhhhKyle, get him off so they don't really have anybody to basically stop or push the payload. And then what I think they need to do is then focus their efforts on trying to find out Kusqt. I don't think they need to go for him first. I think they need to get a kill and then go for him while they have at least an even number advantage or a higher number advantage. Because if they chase Kusqt around, they don't get the kill, it's really bad. It's a really
it's going to put them in a horrifying position. Eager going to be definitely on the back foot there. Kusqt actually snipes out Cammy. That's Buck taken down. Z1 Unknown having to run away, but now a scout has been popped by doesupz there, taken out by JAKEB, so no more scout for you. Eager aren't revealed anymore, but this double tempest coming out. JAKEB picks up the double kill so far. JAKEB is looking for the triple right now. He's very low. Smidgen getting the freeze onto Wi-Fi, but Smidgen actually now with the damage onto JAKEB is enough to survive. Smidgen has no health left there. He's going to get out there with a good saw, being able to remove himself completely from the issue. Going to hide out around the back as match point continue to push. stolzey dropping damage onto Cammy, but stolzey now caught in the ice storm as well as in the reversal. Oh, good grief. And the net shot. That is so much damage right there.
Wi-Fi just blew her ultimate on the just to kill stolzey. I don't really understand that thought process. Like, why would you just literally do it? And you have Cammy right there. I just don't understand that.
Well, stolzey's a bit of a monster.
The mind for me here? Okay, I get you, but still, I mean, I didn't feel like he was in danger of pushing the cart. 2v1.
Honestly, I'm going to say that the best target they could use that on right now is going to be Grok, because Grok with Tempest potential, or Cassie. Grok or Cassie, right? Because if Grok or Cassie jump in with that Ghost Walk or start dishing out the damage and start rolling around you, you're going to be absolutely destroyed. So crippling them out, preventing them from going into movement abilities would be so valuable, and it was just not available then. So shut down completely. Kusqt picking up Z1 Unknown right at the end of that. Match point with an early 4-point lead as the next objective is about to spawn. Now Eager have to do something, right? They seem to be falling apart here. A very strong showing on game 1. Game 2, less and less so. And now Kusqt starting with Kinessa right now. It's a bit rough for them.
I'm honestly, you know what? I'm actually thinking they're just tilting a little bit. Like, if you're gonna literally try to ult one man when he's like his team's not near him and you're at a two people advantage, you just want to kill him so badly. It's like when that guy gets away, he's killing all of you, and he like gets away like 6 times in a row. You're like, you're not getting away this time. That's pretty much what I think happened, and it just wasn't a tactically smart decision. And you can't do that. If you want a chance to come back, you gotta save those big time ultimates for the big time moments.
I hear you. Now in yesterday's EU side, we talked about Torpedo and how they had massive ultimate discipline. This time it's going going to come down to whether Eager has that. And Eager do. Z1 Unknown with the double kill immediately. Looking for the Tempest in the backside. Bitey is shut down by Smidgen, but Eager, they have the player advantage right now. Deep into the backside, Cammy shuts down Smidgen. And now it's Match Point who are on the back foot. Eager looking surprisingly strong after that first objective play. Round on the backside is stolzey, however. stolzey sitting there at only 34% of their ultimate charge and not going to be able to get anywhere. But stolzey, he's actually boxing out Bitey right now with Bitey on the respawn. The headshot damage is huge. Bitey, very, very low on health, forced to mount up and just sit there within his totemic ward out of combat, and stolzey's delayed that huge respawn from coming through. Here's the Tempest right at the end.
Coming in now, though, and this is the deal. This is ultimate discipline. This is SuhhhKyle holding on to his Tempest. This is Smidgen holding on to that ice block. It doesn't matter if it's 98. If you win this fight and they can't take it back, you win. You got to get to 100. And so these are the plays that make champions. This is why Match Point was at the qualifiers for DreamHack. They were at DreamHack. They pretty much got themselves close to the final stage as possible. Kusqt was there. This is the ultimate discipline I want to see. And look at this, 81, 84, 86. It's almost going to be a full retake here, but Cammy coming in. He's got something to say about it. And the objective's lost. They all back off. That's surprising. What was that?
I don't know. SuhhhKyle was in Ghost Walk. He was perfectly fine just to sit there and immune the freeze. But he backed off the objective, and now Match Point, they're being taken apart one by one. doesupz about to fall as well. As Eager looking very strong, actually pushing forward with this payload right now. Look to make the conversion and get themselves back into the game. That took everybody by surprise, I think. There was no zoning delay on Cammy right there. Got close enough to heroically pin, and then
that was odd. Yeah, that was odd, but I mean, all credit to Eager coming in with the strong plays, making sure they were able to get there and, you know, contest. And, you know, they did do a good enough job to get it to 98. And at that point, if you wait that long, you can't slip up. You know, it looked like they had the opportunity to take it, but definitely let it slip there. Misplay coming out, ghost walking away off point to give them the point control there. 2-4.
I hear you. Very, very surprising stuff coming out of both teams right now. Match Point on the back foot, look for the defense, but they will elevate themselves to 5 points. The Jukes are supreme, but not quite good enough as Z1 Unknown does take out doesupz. Now the payload push has been stalled out quite well. Down to the backside goes Smidgen, looking to put pressure on Z1 Unknown, who is not up in the air and on the ground, somewhere which they really shouldn't be. And now Bitey's under fire. Smidgen reverse wormhole blinks back inside the totemic ward. Now there's an Kusqt being popped by somebody. stolzey picks up Z1 Unknown with it. SuhhhKyle is frozen out, but very quickly Kusqt comes to the rescue with the headhunter snipes. The damage from this team is just too much, and they take Eager down one by one. They need the ultimate discipline that we talked about earlier to break back into this fight and reign. Who's it going to come from this time, do you think?
Well, I think Z1 Unknown is going to be an interesting asset. He's got his ult right now. It's at 100%. So does Bitey. I mean, you usually look at those Tempests to be the really big point spacers. So if they do ever need it towards the end, say they push this push this payload towards a conversion opportunity, that's when Bitey's ult is going to be really coming into handy. The Accursed Arm right now might buy them some time, get a kill, maybe a double kill, triple kill, and hopefully heal it off. But SuhhhKyle takes that opportunity out of the way, sends Bitey back to base. See you later, buddy. Go ahead and heal up. I'll be over here defending my payload cart while you basically
I gotta point out, stolzey is unstoppable right now on one hell of a kill streak. 18, 3, and 10. This man really is unstoppable. doesupz still staying alive. No, Cammy netting them the kill. Cammy with a double kill keeps Eager's dream alive. There's only 18 seconds left in the payload push right now. stolzey finally shut down by Wi-Fi. That's going to be a huge credit boon in Wi-Fi's favor right there. There's 10 seconds left. It's going to be an overtime push right now. And whilst, let's take a look at the ultimate charges. Bitey does have that Tempest still available. Cammy has the imprisonment. Can they pull off the impossible?
This is good discipline. This is what we were talking about.
It's going to be a very difficult push for them, though. The blink freeze from Smidgen, way too far, though. Smidgen wormholes back to safety, but very low on health, might be shut down here. Z1 Unknown actually not going to pick up the kill. Cammy, though, wipes out Kusqt now. Z1 Unknown with the Accursed Arm. No, stolzey with the Accursed Arm. It doesn't matter. Cammy with the double kill. Wi-Fi picks up SuhhhKyle. stolzey's contesting, but yeah, there we go. Perfect imprisonment. Cammy, the imprisonment god right now, locks out all of Match Point for the win on the objective right there and evens things up 4-4.
Yeah, Bitey saved the... That was really good ultimate discipline. That was really solid by Bitey. I want to shout him out there. Picking up resilience as well. Does not want to get a knockback as much with any of those disengages by doesupz. Also, looks like wants to get out of that freeze a little bit faster. And so he's going to basically pick that card up. Reduces knockback, reduces CC. But we see a lot of Chronos is picked up. This is a very popular card right now, Vox. Why are people just loving Chronos all of a sudden? I mean, not all of a sudden, but I mean, it's being like
Well, it's on
prioritized.
everybody now. Now
Yeah,
we
yeah.
used to see Equestrian picked up on Buck a lot, right? Because of tightrope
Right.
and how it would give you a movement speed boost after mounting up. But now Buck more focused around heroic leap with that stomping ground 4, providing you an 8-second cooldown when you land on an enemy player. It just means that you can have more leaps, and the same for all the other players. Cassie is self-explanatory, but with Bitey having Kronos without having to go into haunting, although he will have Ghostwalk available so frequently, be able to immune all that damage and have totemic wards up to protect the team. It's a really great pickup, and instead we're actually seeing so many morale boosts still come out of match point with what I'd like to call the old meta so far. But is it the old meta if it's working out this well? Very low at match point, however, as Eager start to take them apart. Smidgen left standing, shut down. SuhhhKyle about to fall as well, but stolzey with a double kill, with a triple kill on the backside, looks for the double kill, looks for the quadra kill, and he doesn't find the quadra kill, but does bring match point back into things. stolzey, what a carry right now.
And that's why he's the man, stolzey. That's why. You want to know why I was talking about giving stolzey a hug? Because stolzey does things like that. stolzey is just a very unbelievable carry. He's been doing so well for this team, and they would not be where they are today without him. And that triple kill just goes to show. Just looking at how that's just perfect timing. It's not even that he hits the shots. It's just the time to do it at the right location, the right moment. That's what makes him really a great Androxus player right now.
Well, you know what I'm feeling right now? I'm feeling the Sun Commander, otherwise known as Chaos Commander, and I want to see chat explode with Chaos Commander. Dash7 right now has a bit of competition from stolzey as a very good Androxus player from EU on Torpedo right now. Often gets out, and you can look at the slash line if we pull up the scoreboard quickly as Eager take control back of this objective. stolzey sitting at 23, 6, and 11. Everybody else on his team has basically no kills because he's just taking them all. stolzey on the kill steal streak right now is locking things down, but they have to wait for the respawns. Match point on the back foot right here. Somehow have to get in. If Smidgen can get the blink freeze off, though, it's going to mean a huge boon for the team. And here comes the ice block. Here comes the blink. The blink freeze lands onto Wi-Fi, but Wi-Fi's in ice block a little bit later. Smidgen frozen wormholes out just to safety, but it's bought enough time for the team to get in. Cammy, the player left alive alongside Z1 Unknown right now. Eager are trying to hold things down. They're so close to capping, but Cammy shut down. stolzey doesn't even need the accursed arm, and match point steal it away with only a hair's capture left.
Yeah, this is match point's point right here. There's no way.
Yeah,
I'm calling it. There's no way anybody's coming to contest
That's too far
this.
away.
It's definitely match point right here. They're gonna go up
look at
6-4 in
stolzey
this
as well.
game, and yeah, stolzey's going ahead trying to get them off their mounts, just delay anything. I think they knew at that point losing that one. That's why they threw so many members at it. Kind of desperation, trying to clutch on to the point, but didn't end up going in their favor. Again, just getting outplayed, getting outperformed, getting outmaneuvered here by the boys of Match Point. But still, very tight game, 4-6. Anything could happen here. Of course, if they stop it, it'll be 5-6, and then they'll have a chance to take the lead next round and potentially push that in for the win. So these next couple rounds going to be very interesting, Vox, for us and all the viewers watching at home.
Absolutely. Now, Smidgen and SuhhhKyle on the side of match point escorting this payload. JAKEB under a lot of fire. Smidgen blinking in deep behind, picks up the kill. Smidgen going to wormhole here back to safety. There is no safety when Wi-Fi is around. Wi-Fi going to start to put pressure onto SuhhhKyle as well. That's a triple kill coming out for Wi-Fi, and the payload defense is great for Eager so far. But we've seen this once before on both teams now, and we're likely to see it again. It comes down to that ultimate discipline and the ultimate combos. Z1 Unknown previously burned all of 4 shots of their accursed arm in that last engagement to take out Kusqt on Kinessa. If that kind of thing keeps on happening and they don't get off some of that area damage, then you know Match Point are going to have an easy time of pushing through. You mentioned before that if Eager invests so much time into taking out Kinessa, they're going to be taken apart from behind. That's what we're seeing currently, and we're going to see it again if we're not careful.
Yeah, no, it's a trap. It's almost like a bait. It's like the greatest bait of all time. Like, a Kinessa is actually very good at getting away from your initial burst. It's if you have a character, and I apologize if there's some noise in the background here. If you have a character that is extremely good at catching up with her, like maybe an Androxus, even after she teleports, can still dash 2 or 3 times, then she's in trouble. But if he's not going after her, if it's a Buck, she's going to be able to get away, definitely, from that initial pressure. And so that's what we're seeing here. Not the easiest target to kill, even though she's very squishy.
Indeed. Now stolzey up on the high ground, looking for some damage. SuhhhKyle pops Tempest. EV Wi-Fi with Ice Block looks to freeze out SuhhhKyle in just a second, but the Ghost Walk is good. There's a dome down there, a cursed arm from above. And that's just so much damage. The ultimate it's all over.
It's all ultimate 8-4. Yeah, just
the ultimate discipline.
Nothing to say. Nothing to say.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, fantastic play here. Z1 Unknown and Kami, I think Z1 Unknown got taken out before he could use his accursed arm, so that's why his ultimate is charged, ready to go. Kami would have delayed. Don't know if it would have been worth it there. I'm not sure if he would have actually stopped anything, but
honestly, 1 versus 4 versus 4 players from Match Point with all of that damage and their ultimates available. I think going in and wasting the ring, not a good move to make. Honestly,
Cage of Death, right?
Yeah,
it turned into like I'm not trapped in here with you. You're trapped in here with me. Turn into one of those.
And as Buck, even though you do get that 50% damage mitigation in there, you can kind of stall out for a second. I think the respawns are a bit too far away, and Eager, they might have wanted to try, but on Enchanted Forest, you're punished for being killed close to the respawn or close to the payload right now, as it's being pushed into your base because the base is so much further away than it is on Temple Ruins or Glacier Keep to the conversion point. Right now, potentially, match point of this game as match point look for the win. Smidgen blinking deep into the backside, looks for some damage. Wormholes out, gets away from the rest of the team, but C1 Unknown wipes out doesupz immediately. That's a huge pick right there. Smidgen so low, stolzey so low, picks up a health nugget, keeps himself alive, but Eager's aggression is unparalleled right now, and Eager looking to say they won't be shut out this easily. Gain initial capture point control. Match point gonna have to go for the retake right here, and they have no ultimates available to them.
This is okay, though. I mean, if you're looking at match point, it's okay because now they're only about 33. Like, if they were at, like, 60 when they won that fight and started going, it would be tough because they'd pretty much be at 90 or something when they tried to retake. But now, when they retake, hopefully if it's about 70, they still will not be, like, threatened to, you know, basically have one person step on and then they lose the point. They have a little bit of a chance to have a little bit more of a fight here. So we'll see what takes place.
That was set up perfectly there by Smidgen blinking and getting a kill. Smidgen picks up another kill as Wi-Fi takes on stolzey. Kusqt wipes out Bitey Kusqt with a double kill as well. This man is a monster. The snipes just don't miss. Wi-Fi so low, going to be shut out by Smidgen as well. Smidgen with the triple kill takes things back at 96 points in favor for Eager. Eager feeling the burn, but we've seen this previously right on this point as well. This is, of course, the market objective on Enchanted Forest right now. Eager with Cammy, they jumped in, they forced match point off the objective and went for their capture, which then went to a payload conversion. Let's tune in with the players and see if they can pull it off again, as the zone pressure from match point is a little bit lacking right now.
Kami ult, Bitey ult, Z1 Unknown ult. This is going to be tough for match point. If they can get these ults off, it's going to be very, very hard for match point to defend this. Bitey ult, Kami ult coming in real soon. I can imagine it. There's the Bitey ult. Grot with the Ghost Walk. Very good job to stay on it, but it just is going to take only one member. Kusqt's going to have to get himself on there. Wi-Fi about to go down. Kusqt going in as well. This could be the game. This could be the set, and it is. It looks like match point take the match with that point, and they're the winners of this week's NA Summer Circuit. First place going to match point, second place going to Eager. GG's to both teams, but what a play, what a victory, what a set, Vox. That was a great one to cast with you, man.
That was absolutely phenomenal. I am thrilled that I had the opportunity to cast this set today, as I have not seen so many hype moments and so many hype plays for such a long time, and GG's to Eager. They put up such a phenomenal fight all throughout this tournament, sort of dropping off towards the tail end of things. Got a few different things to work out there maybe, but you know, a complete contrast to last week. Last week we saw Cammy's Buck really keep on falling flat again and again when they fought match point, and this week, whilst the kills and the deaths, they're not positive for him, Cammy having so much more of an impact. So props to you, Cammy, for what you're able to do, and props for Cammy for being an outstanding member of the Paladins community, a great content creator, and you should really go and check them out on YouTube and Twitter if you're able to track them down. Now, on the side of match point, though, Kusqt, lowest credit score in the game by a little while, or rather on their team, I should say, but it's 17 kills to 9. I've got nothing to say about that.
I mean, 56,000 damage speaks for itself. It's higher than almost every single member on the side of Eager. And it looks like also stolzey, I mean, 79,000 damage, 29 and 9 and 20. This man right here is just outrageous right now. 2,529 credits. This guy's playing out of his mind. And again, match point are the receiving beneficiaries of that play.
Let's break that down a little bit, because stolzey, with that amount of damage, means he wasn't being contested in the air by Z1 Unknown a lot. And we know that Z1 Unknown is actually a very, very good match for stolzey. And you know what? If either team gets a bit of assistance from their team, they'll be shut down. The enemy will be shut down quite easily. So we had Kusqt playing Kinessa this game, able to land shots very easily against immobile airborne targets with that hit scan sniper rifle from long range. And because they weren't being pressured appropriately, because they had to redirect their attention to stolzey, as stolzey had so much damage, and Smidgen being so disruptive with the freezes, managed to actually let stolzey just run rampant. You know what? If maybe instead of Cammy on Buck, they had a Victor player instead who could have taken out stolzey in the air from range, things might have been different, but Shoulda, coulda, woulda, something
Exactly.
to something to pick up on for next week. This about wraps things up for the second week of the NA Paladins Summer Circuit. My name has been Vox, joined by my lovely co-commentator Rain Day,
Hey, yeah.
also Pretty Hair earlier in the day. Dave and Kenneth, only light and facing the Paladins World founders, have put on a fantastic show with the behind-the-scenes camera work and production for those today. And we'll have some links and some social media information in the chat for you very, very shortly. But before we go, Rain, any closing thoughts before next week?
Well, I'd like to thank everyone who has been here supporting the tournaments. This is a step. This is a step that the community is taking, the pro players are taking, not only putting their time and their energy, but their hearts into this game as we continue to develop, continue to get better, and as a community continue to grow. I think this is an important milestone, these types of tournaments, and your support coming in any form, whether it's watching a YouTube video about Paladins, whether it's tweeting about it, whether it's, joining in and giving a follow onto the channel, which we definitely recommend, since Vox, myself, a lot of other people, stolzey, if you want to get the tricks from the master, stream every weekday for 24/7, basically 1 a.m. to I think 1 a.m. It's like literally almost 24 hours.
I think it is almost 24 hours now.
It's
There might be
almost
the odd
24
slot
hours.
here and
So
there which isn't filled so far, but yeah, it's close, man.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And so I think the community is really growing. This is a great place to hang. I want to encourage all of you to continue showing up, continue supporting, and continue to let us know who you are. I think that's how we grow. We just become more friends. We share your thoughts, share your opinions. We love hearing you in chat. We love hearing your feedback. I know Vox and I are both very receptive to feedback, so we all appreciate it. And we just appreciate you spending your day with us. I know a lot of other things you could have been doing, but you spent it with us. We do appreciate that. And that's all I have to say, Vox. Wrap it up.
Excellent. Thank you so much. I couldn't have put it better myself. And finally, as a closing remark, don't forget to follow at Paladins World on Twitter as well if you want to stay up to date with all the details from the Paladins Summer Circuit. And there is now a new official Hi-Rez run Twitter account for competitive Paladins play. That is at Paladins Pro. So similar to how we have the Smite Pro account. On Twitter, there is at Paladins Pro. We'll drop a link to that in chat in just a moment, but go follow them, go share the word. And that will be your main central hub for a lot of competitive Paladins updates from this point onwards, not just moving forwards from the, thank you, Dave, as I see you post that into chat, but not just moving forwards from the Paladins Summer Circuit to whatever tournament comes afterwards, and then the Paladins Invitational Tournament at Hi-Rez Expo in Atlanta, Georgia, during the first few days of January. And I'm very much looking forward to that. And absolutely, everybody have a great weekend, have a great night. There may be a streamer coming on shortly afterwards, but for the time being, we'll see you next week.